We're gonna start as usual with a bit of relaxation. So lay down on the mat with the knees bent, feet a little bit wider compared to your hip width. Slide the shoulder blades toward the waist, roll the arms outward, and pull the back of your head away from the shoulders. Close your eyes. Inhale deeply and exhale fully with your mouth. Let go all tension from your body. Relax your forehead, eyebrows, and the skin between the eyebrows. Relax your eyes and let them sink deeper into the skull. Relax the skin of your face. Unclench your jaw. And let your lips open slightly. Relax your throat, your neck, and the shoulders. Arms, forearms, and hands. Relax your back, the muscles of your back, and your spine, vertebra by vertebra. Relax your belly and the whole abdominal area. Relax your hips, your groins, thighs and hamstring, knees, shins, calf, ankles and feet. Visualize your body melting into the ground. Let go. Bring your attention to your breathing cycle and start observing every aspect of your breathing cycle. Which part of your body moves the most? Is it the chest or the belly? If both moves, which one moved first? Observe without changing anything. Observe to know yourself. Observe the length of your breathing cycle. inhalation and exhalation has got the same length, or one of the two phases is naturally longer. Observe. Become a witness. Observe like you were observing someone else's breath. Observe the small pauses between inhalation and exhalation, and between exhalation and inhalation, the small moments where everything stops, even your breath. Become aware of the 4 phases of your breathing cycle. Inhalation, suspension, exhalation, suspension, and there too, observe. Is one of the 2 phases longer compared to the other, or the 2 has got the same length? Become a witness. Observe also that your throat is open and relaxed, even in the suspended states. 3 more observing breaths. At the end of the 3rd, take control and create a breathing cycle that is the same length for both inhalation and exhalation. Same length, with a long, slow, steady breath. Same length, inhalation and exhalation. Long and steady. Constant from the beginning till the end. Observe your lungs filling up slowly and emptying with the exhalation. Again, slowly. Same length, inhalation and exhalation. From your next breath, create a breathing cycle with the inhalation longer compared to exhalation. Inhale slowly, really slowly, to create a longer inhalation. Inhale, long, slow inhalation. Exhale a bit faster. Create an inhalation, double in length compared to the exhalation. And lengthen also the chi suspended states. Without forcing, create a controlled breath, yet comfortable. Long, slow breath. With an inhalation, double in length compared to the exhalation. 3 more breaths. At the end of the 3rd breath, go back to a normal breath, not controlled. And when you feel ready, roll on your right side. Stay on your right side for a few moments before pushing with the left hand to sit up. Okay. Sit comfortably, either cross-legged position or sitting on the heels. Actually, if it's okay for you, then it's better if you sit on the heels for this movement. But yeah, whatever. Sternum up, shoulder blades down. Put your hands on the upper thighs and create circles with your lumbar spine. Slow and steady movement. Observe if there is an area in your body that is a little bit more tense. Turn also on the other side. Sternum up, shoulder blades down, roll the arms outward and push the thumb back. Sternum up, shoulder blades down. Pull the arms down toward the ground and allow the shoulders to move down. Slide the tailbone under to lengthen the spine. Breathe deeply on your chest. Okay. Tabletop position. The arms straight under the shoulders, hips right over the knees. Slide the shoulder blades toward the waist. Inhale deeply with the exhalation. Roll your hips backward. Push the spine toward the sky and look at your belly. Inhale, roll the hips forward. Let the spine drop and look at the sky. Exhale. Look at your belly and push with the hands against the ground. Inhale, roll the hips forward, let the spine drop. Look at the sky and push with the hands against the ground. Exhale, look at your belly. Inhale, look at the spine, look at the sky. One more time. Now, slide the tailbone slightly under, just to lengthen the spine, the lumbar spine, and walk with your hands to the front of the mat. Keep the arms straight and pull the arms back into the shoulder socket. Roll the arms outward to have the inner part of your elbows facing the sky, and push the chest toward the ground. Roll the arms outward, pull the arms back into the shoulder socket, and keep on pushing the chest down. Relax your belly, your face, your throat, your jaw. 3 breaths. Slowly come up. Keep the hands right under the shoulders. Roll the arms outward to have the inner part of the elbows facing to the front. Do a small walk with your knees back, small step with your knees back. And put your feet as wide as the mat. Tuck your toes under. Inhale deeply. With the exhalation, buttocks back, shoulders down. Keep the shoulders down and slowly start straightening your legs. If you feel that your shoulders move to the front, then keep your knees bent and push your chest toward the toes. There too, push the arms back into the shoulder socket. Roll the arms outward. Push the 2 shoulders apart. Allow your shoulders to become wider. And in the meantime, push your chest toward the toes. There. Lift your heels as high as you can. Roll your hips forward and push even more the chest toward the toes. Without losing, without compromising those movements, allow the heels to move toward the ground again. Even though they are not gonna touch the ground again, maybe, it's not a problem. Relax your face, your throat, your belly. 3 breaths. Keep on rolling the hips forward. Keep on pushing the arms into the socket. Keep on rolling the arms outward. And slowly come back to the ground, completely on the ground.
Eleanor,
Yes.
you know, when you say roll the hips forward,
Yes.
what movement is that? Oh.
Because when just look at me. If I'm in this position and I roll the hips backward, then I round my back. If I lift the heels and roll the hips forward, I do this. So the movement is this, not that, but this. Because I know that usually I ask to lengthen the spine in the lumbar area. But in this position, you should do a small arch on the lumbar spine, but it's super hard. Then if you're really flexible, then you have to adjust that and not roll that much, because the idea is to have the spine straight.
Yeah.
Since in this position, it's quite hard to have the lumbar spine and a sort of back bending is quite hard, then at the beginning it is always better to, that is for normal people, not for super flexible people, is always better to roll the hips forward, so you will push even more the chest toward the toes. That's the idea.
Okay, understand, thanks.
Welcome. So now lay down on the ground. Put your hands next to the hips with the palm of the hand facing the sky. Inhale deeply. With the exhalation, lift your head and shoulders. Just the head and shoulders. Look in front of you for 3 breaths. At the end of the 3rd breath, slowly go down. Inhale deeply. With the exhalation, lift your head, shoulders, and arms. And relax your buttocks. 3 breaths. At the end of the 3rd, go down. Inhale deeply. With the exhalation, lift your head, shoulders, arms, relax your buttocks and legs. To help you relax the buttocks and legs, roll the back of your legs outward, almost to spread the heels. 3 breaths. The more you have the heels apart, the more your buttocks will be easily relaxed. At the end of the 3rd breath, go down again. Interlace the fingers on the back of your spine. Inhale. With the exhalation, lift your head, shoulders, straighten your arms, and push the hand toward the toes. Relax your buttocks. 3 breaths. At the end of the 3rd breath, slowly relax. 3 breaths with your hand, with your head facing the right side, 3 hands on the left side. At the end of your 6th breath, put your elbows onto the ground a little bit further compared to your shoulders. Your forearms have to be completely parallel. Okay. Push with your elbows against the ground to lift your shoulders. In the meantime, imagine to move the forearm toward the hip, but without moving that much. It's just the skin of your forearms moving. Look in front of you, shoulder blades toward the waist. Push the shoulders apart. And there too, relax your buttocks. Relax your legs. 3 breaths, long and relaxed. At the end of the 3rd breath, slowly go down, put your hands under the face and do 3 breaths with the head facing the right side. Just 3. At the end of the 3rd, come up again with the elbows a little bit to the front compared to your shoulders, forearm parallel, sternum up, shoulder blades down, push with your elbows against the ground to lift your shoulders. In the meantime, pull your forearm back, relax your buttocks and the legs. 3 breaths. At the end of the 3rd breath, go down, put your hands under the face, 3 breaths with your face facing the left. At the end of the 3rd breath, put your hands next to your chest, push with your hands against the ground and go back in tabletop position. Put your hands right under the shoulders, knees right under hips. Do a step back with your knees and open your feet as wide as the mat. Tuck your toes under, inhale deeply with the exhalation. Buttocks back, shoulders down. Keep the shoulders down and start pushing, start straightening the legs. Roll the hips forward, push your spine toward the toes. 3 breaths. At the end of the 3rd breath, slowly walk back with your hands to enter wide leg uttanasana. Put your hands on the waist, bend your knees and come up. Okay. Do you have a wall next to you? Free wall? Because the idea now is to put your hip against the wall, sternum up, shoulder blades down, roll the arms outward and put your hands facing down, right behind your hip. Okay. Sternum up, shoulder blades down, and start bending back just a few centimeters. We just start with a few centimeters. 3 breaths. And come back. Walk back with your feet. Imagine to have 1.5 feet in front of your feet. So quite far away from the wall. And again, put your body against the wall. Okay. Sternum up, shoulder blades down, roll the arms outward, put your hands right behind your hips and start pushing down with your hands just to Lengthen the lumbar spine. Push your elbows closer and start moving back with your shoulders. Keep on pushing with your hands against the hips. Keep on rolling the hips backward. Look at the sky. 3 breaths. And go back to Tadasana. Now you're gonna aid me. I'm gonna tell you just easily. Grab a blanket and put the blanket, fold it one time on the long side next to the wall. You're gonna hate me. That's for sure. It's not something physically, well, it is difficult, but it's not tiring. So the idea now is to put your left knee on the edge. The shin is against the wall. And then you put your right feet onto the ground and you put your hands over the right knee. And you start pushing with the right feet against the ground to push your buttocks even more against the heel, to lengthen the groin and the thigh. Whoa. Sternum up, shoulder blades down. Actually, if it's easier for you, you can also put your hands against the wall. But keep on pushing with your right leg to push your buttocks even more against the heel. Sternum up, belly in. 3 breaths. And slowly down. Let's change leg. Put your right knee on the edge. Put your left feet onto the ground. Put your hands over the knee at the beginning. Start pushing, push, 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 push. If you feel more comfortable, then put your hands against the wall, but keep on pushing with your left feet against the ground to lengthen even more groin and thigh. Sternum up, shoulder blades down, 3 more breaths. Belly in. And go down. Move the blanket. Sit on your heels. Sternum up, shoulder blades down. You can move away from the wall now. Sit on your heels. Put your hands behind your toes. Lift your hip. Tuck the tailbone under. Roll the hips backward. And allow the buttocks to go down toward the heels again. Keep on rolling the hip backward and bend slightly your elbows to lower the chest. If you can, go on your forearm, but if it's a little bit too much, just keep your elbows bent and that's it. Keep on pushing your knees down to the ground. Imagine to push from the middle of the thigh down toward the knee, and from the upper thigh up to the groin. I know that it feels impossible, but imagine just to create two different areas in your thighs. The lower one push down to the heels, the upper one lift up to the groin and lengthen the groin. 3 more breaths. At the end of the third, slowly come up. And go down to the ground again. Put your hands next to the hips. Palm of the hand facing the sky. Inhale deeply. With the exhalation, lift your head, lift your shoulders, lift your arm. Push the hands toward the toes. Look in front of you, 3 breaths. At the end of the third breath, go down. Bend your knees. Push the heels toward the buttocks. Inhale deeply. With the exhalation, lift your head, lift your shoulders, lift your arms, and grab either the feet or the ankles. If you grab the ankles, then put your feet flex, so it will be better to have a grip. Inhale. With the exhalation, start pushing your shins away. And observe that the more the shins push away, push to the back of the mat, the more you open the chest. Keep on pushing, push, push, push. Is the legs moving? Is the legs really working? Is the leg work? 3 breaths. And slowly go down. 3 breaths. At the end of the third breath, bend your knees again. Inhale. With the exhalation, lift your head, shoulders, arms. Grab your feet or ankles, whatever you can. Move your knees closer, as close as you can. And now, start pushing your shins back. It's just the shins working, just the legs working. more, more, more. Imagine that you are kicking with your shins. Do a kick. And release. 3 breaths. At the end of the 3rd breath, put your hands next to the chest. Push with the hands against the ground and move in child pose for 3 breaths. Allow your spine to lengthen. Breathe deeply on your spine. Go back in tabletop position. Roll the arms outward. Slide the shoulder blades over the waist. Walk back with your knees just a tiny bit. Open your feet wider. Okay. Tuck your toes under. Inhale deeply. With the exhalation, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Keep on pushing the arms back into the shoulder socket. Open the shoulders wider. Push your chest toward the toes. Inhale deeply. With the exhalation, lean forward, bend your right leg and put your right knee right behind your right hand. Okay. Move your right feet to the left, almost under the left groin, and walk back with your left leg to lower your hip. Okay. Sternum up, shoulder blades down. Roll the arms outward. Inhale deeply with the exhalation. Lower your chest. At the beginning, just put your elbows on the ground and focus on your hips. Try and find balance on your hip. Try and visualize the level of your hips. If the right hip and the left hip are at the same level, or if it's a little bit twisted, just try and observe from within your hips. When you're happy about your alignment, then go down completely to the ground. Without compromising the alignment. 3 breaths. At the end of the 3rd breath, slowly come up. Put your left hand in the middle of the mat. Okay. Roll the arms outward, but keep the elbows slightly bent. Okay. Sternum up, shoulder blades down. Keep this, the chest lifted. Bend your left leg. Roll your right arm outward. Push the thumb to the left and grab your ankle. Sternum up, shoulder blades down. Use the ankle, the left ankle, to help you twist even more. Bend your right arm to help you twist even more. Pay attention on the hyperextended elbow. Yeah. Sternum up, shoulder blades down. And look at your left feet. 3 breaths. Elbows down. Okay. At the end of your 3rd breath, go back to center. Lower your left leg. Inhale deeply with the exhalation. Lift your chest. Push the two knees closer. Use the muscles of your legs to lift your hip. Lift your hip. Push the 2 knees together. Roll the arms outward. Keep on pushing the knees together. Activate all the muscles between the legs, inside the legs. Put your hands onto the ground. Tuck your left toe under. Straighten your left leg. Inhale deeply. The exhalation, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Roll the arms outward. Push the shoulders apart. Push the chest toward the toes. Inhale deeply with the exhalation. Lean forward, bend your left leg, put your left knee right under the left hand. Move the left feet to the right, right under the groin, and slowly move back with your right feet to lower the hip. Sternum up, shoulder blades down. Pay attention on your elbows, on the upper extended elbows. Sternum up, shoulder blades down. And go down onto the elbows. Focus on the alignment of the hip. Find the good alignment where your left and right side of the hip are level. Once that you found that good alignment, go down completely to the ground. 3 breaths. At the end of the 3rd, come up. Put your right hand in the middle of the mat. Roll the arms outward. Bend slightly the elbow to avoid the hyperextended elbow. Sternum up, shoulder blades down. Bend your right leg. Push with your right hand against the ground. Roll the left arm outward. Push the thumb to the right and grab your ankle. Sternum up, shoulder blades down. Use the grip of the left hand and right ankle to help you twist it even more. Sternum up, shoulder blades down. Bend slightly at the elbow and look at your right feet. 3 breaths. At the end of the 3rd breath, slowly go back to center. Lower your right leg. Okay. Now, push the 2 knees together and lift your hip with the activation of those muscles. Okay. Sternum up, shoulder blades down. Roll the arms outward. Push the thumb back. Open your chest. 3 breaths. At the end of the 3rd breath, put your hands firmly on the ground. Tuck your right toes under. Straighten your leg and go back into Adho Mukha Svanasana.
Roll the arms outward. Push the shoulders toward the waist, chest toward the toes. Roll the legs slightly inward to help you roll the head forward. Inhale deeply with the exhalation. Go back in
tabletop position. Okay, now tuck your toes under. Tuck your tailbone under. Sternum up, shoulder blades down. Roll the arms outward. Inhale deeply with the exhalation. Start leaning backward, but still looking in front of you. Roll the hips forward, backward. The movement is the groin. When you arrive at your maximum, try and touch your heels. When you have your contact with your heels, push your hip further to have the hip completely over the knees. Sternum up, shoulder blades down. And now, without compromising the openness of the chest, roll the upper arm inward to spread the shoulder blades without losing the chest. 3 breaths. At the end of the 3rd breath, slowly come up, sit on your heels, put your hands on the upper thighs and create circles with the lumbar spine. Try and focus the movement just on the lumbar spine, not on the shoulders, not on the head, just the lumbar spine and the hip. Turn also on the other side. Okay. Do you have any question? It was clear what to do with the shoulders, because it's a movement that is not super easy, but that is to, when you're in this position, just to roll the upper arm inward to spread the
When we were going back, you mean?
yes.
Can you just show me again?
Yes, I'm gonna just come here, because usually when we do Ustrasana, we do this, okay?
Yeah.
So you can see that the shoulder blades are just hyper contracted.
Yeah.
Okay. When you're already in Ustrasana, try and roll the upper arm without losing the chest. Try and roll the upper arm inward, and you will see that the shoulder blades will spread. You see? Just this movement.
Ecco alcuni risultati.
Oh. Okay. Why? You're in silent mode. Why? Did you get this? Yeah, it's just this movement. But the tricky part is that you're in this position. If you roll the arm a little bit too much inward, you see the chest? And that there is something to avoid. The idea, when you're in a shavasana like that, you have to keep the chest up and just do this movement. So a really localized movement of the shoulder.
You've frozen. Oh,
Hmm?
that's okay. You froze.
Ah, okay. Ouch.
Yeah.
So I will show you again. So,
I saw it.
so when you're in a shavasana, the chest have to be lifted all the time. So when this one is shavasana, the normal version, then if you do this, you can see that the chest is not moving. Just this. But then it will relax the area in between the shoulder blades. And this will help you also, day by day, to open even more. Because since it's not contracted, it's free to open. Okay? Do you want to do it one more time? Nope. Nope. I can understand. Okay. Now, grab a brick.
Oh,
I can understand completely.
it's here, actually.
It's everywhere. Now, enter a cross-leg position, but put your brick this way between your pubis and your calf. When you have this position, try and walk back with the calf to push even more the pubis to the back. And now, unwind. Observe that this break will push you the pubis back, therefore, all the lumbar spine will be even more lengthened.
Three breaths.
And slowly come up. Again, create circles with the lumbar spine. On both sides. Okay. Lay down on the mat. Put your feet next to the buttocks, hip width apart. Roll the arms outward. Slide the shoulder blades over the waist. Inhale deeply with the exhalation. Tag the tailbone under. Lift your hip just for a few centimeters. 3 breaths. At the end of the third, slowly go back to the ground. Grab your knees and push your knees toward the chest. Again, to lengthen the lumbar spine. 3 breaths. At the end of the 3rd breath, Anantabalasana. So spread the knees, lift your shins, lift your feet, grab the outer side of the feet, push the knees down toward the ground, and observe there too the lumbar spine lengthen. Roll to the left and right. Release the asana and go back with your feet onto the ground. Inhale deeply with the exhalation. Allow the 2 knees to go down to the ground on the right side. Spread your arms and look at your left side, left arm. 3 breaths. At the end of the 3rd breath, go back to center. Inhale with the exhalation. Let your knees go down to the left side and look at your right side. 3 breaths. At the end of the 3rd breath, go back to center. And again, lift your hip, tuck the tailbone under, and try and lengthen the lumbar spine. Slowly allow the spine to go down to the ground, vertebra per vertebra. And when you want to, you can enter Shavasana. If you need to, you can put your bolster under the knees just to help the lumbar spine, the length. Use all the props that you need to feel comfortable in Shavasana. Use the first moment of Shavasana to thank your body, both the physical one and the mental one, to allow yourself to do all the asanas that we did before relaxing completely. At the end of Shavasana, I'm going to chant a mantra, and at the end of the mantra, I'm going to guide you out of the pose. Till that very moment, just relax. Bhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nat Prachodayat Bhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nat Prachodayat Bhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nat Prachodayat. Really slowly, start moving your toes and fingers. Bring back the awareness into your body. Inhale deeply and exhale fully with your mouth. Let all tension get released by the exhalation. One more time. Bend your knees, roll on your right side. Stay on your right side for a few moments before sitting comfortably for the chant of the qu'en. Keep your spine straight, yet relaxed. Put thumb and index finger together, palm of the hand facing the sky or the ground. Pull the back of your head toward the sky to lengthen the whole spine. Relax your face and your belly. Inhale. Put your hands in prayer position in front of the chest. Open your eyes. Namaste.